कुंज गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन व्रजजन रंजन यमुनतीरवन चारी यशोदानंदन व्रजजनरञ्जन यमुनतीरवनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन व्रजजनरञ्जन यमुनतीरवनचारी यशोदानंदन व्रजजनरञ्जन यमुनतीरवनचारी हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय राधा गोपी वल्लभ राधा गोपी वल्लभ राम जय राधा मदन मोहन राधा मदन मोहन राम जय जगन्नाथ जगन्नाथ बलदेवा जय सुभद्रा जय जगन्नाथ जगन्नाथ बलदेवा जय सुभद्रा जय गौरनिताय जय गौरनिताय जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय गुरुदेव जय जय गुरुदेव नित्य गौर हरि बोल नित्य गौर हरि बोल श्री 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 राधा गोपी वल्लभ की जय श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा माई की जय श्री निताय गौरंग भगवान की जय श्री लक्ष्मी नरसिंह स्वामी प्रहलाद महाराज की जय पंचमुखी हनुमान की जय श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय एकादशी महामहोत्सव की जय ओम ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरोन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरौ श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं परिजना सहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पदान सहगना ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वंचाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्णा चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार शिवसादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवती नैष्टिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपः कुमाराय गोविंदाय नमो नमः। नमः पंकजनाभाय नमः पंकजमालिने नमः पंकजनेत्राय नमस्ते पंकजांग्रे। नमो महाबदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामिने गौरत्विषे नमः। नमो ब्राह्मण्याय देवाय गौ ब्राह्मणहिताय च जगदिताय कृष्णाय गोविंदाय नमो नमः। नमः ओम विष्णुपदाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी नित्य नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाण प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवाद पश्चात देश तारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। नूकुं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयति गिरिं यत्कृपः तमां वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनतारिणं श्रीपरमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्य ईश्वरम्। ओम पवित्रो पवित्रो वा सर्वावस्थं गतोऽपि वा यत्स्मरेत् पुण्डरीकाक्षः सः भयाभ्यन्तरं शुचि। श्रीविष्णु श्रीविष्णु श्रीविष्णु। हरे कृष्ण।
हरे कृष्ण गुरुजी, दंडवत प्रणाम।
हरे कृष्णा माता जी, दंडवत प्रणाम। नाइस टू सी यू। दंडवत प्रणाम माता जी। हरे कृष्णा पूजा माता जी एंड प्रवीण प्रभु, दंडवत प्रणाम।
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी, दंडवत प्रणाम।
दंडवत प्रणाम। तुलसी माता जी दंडवत प्रणाम। शिल्पा माता जी दंडवत प्रणाम। वेनेला माता जी हरे कृष्णा दंडवत प्रणाम। संतोष आयते प्रभु हरे कृष्णा।
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी, धन्यवाद।
प्रभु हरे कृष्णा। काम्या माता जी दंडवत प्रणाम।
हरे कृष्णा दंडवत प्रणाम प्रभु जी।
माता जी दंडवत प्रणाम। पवन प्रभु हरे कृष्णा दंडवत प्रणाम।
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी,
पद्मा माता जी एंड अरविंद प्रभु दंडवत प्रणाम।
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी, दंडवत प्रणाम।
सुब्बरा प्रभु एंड निरुपमा माता जी हरे कृष्णा दंडवत प्रणाम।
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी, दंडवत
दंडवत
प्रणाम।
प्रणाम प्रभु जी, हरे कृष्ण।
हरे कृष्णा दंडवत प्रणाम। संजय प्रभु दंडवत
प्रभु जी, धन्यवाद प्रणाम।
हरे
हरे
कृष्णा
कृष्णा दंडवत।
हरे कृष्णा। अकिंचन प्रिय प्रभु एंड शोभा कुमारी माता जी दंडवत प्रणाम।
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी, धन्यवाद प्रणाम।
सत्यदेव प्रभु शिवली माता जी दंडवत
हरे
प्रणाम।
कृष्णा दंडवत प्रणाम प्रभु जी।
निरुपमा माता जी हरे कृष्णा दंडवत प्रणाम। Yes, I think we have all of them covered. Please, if I have not addressed anybody, please forgive me. Dandavat pranam. Thank you everyone for joining. Hare Krishna. Thank you everyone for joining. Sorry for the delay today. Nirupama Mataji Dandavad. Hare Krishna. So we are in the 7th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. One of the most revered chapters, right? After the whole Leela of Nrsimhadev coming and protecting Prahlad Maharaj and destroying Hiranyakashipu. Am I audible? Am I clearly audible?
Yes, प्रभु जी। Yes, प्रभु जी।
Yes,
Yes,
Prabhu.
Prabhuji.
Right. So this is a chapter where there is a conversation between Prahlad Maharaj and Nrsimhadev. Just imagine, Nrsimhadev is in what form at this point? Nrsimhadev, Lord Vishnu, is in the form of a lion and a human, right? Together. Very scary situation. Very scary situation. Not easy, you can't even think of it. Generally, people they get lion in dreams and they experience death, right? It's very scary for a person who is facing a lion. But then for Prahlad Maharaj, he was not only facing the lion, he was facing the source of all lions. He was facing Narsinghadev and Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, including Lakshmi Devi, were concerned looking at this kind of ferocious form, the Supreme Lord. What is going to happen next? They don't know, because the mood in which the Supreme Lord came is completely ferocious, totally. Like Lord Shiva is known to be angry, anger personified. And Lord Shiva himself is concerned looking at the form of Narsinghadev with the kind of anger he came, because that signifies the anger of the Supreme Lord when his pure devotees uh, are harmed, right? When his pure devotees like Prahlad Maharaj are attacked by others, Supreme Lord cannot take that. He gets very angry because he is so dear to his devotees. His devotees are so dear to him. They together, live in the spiritual world. And if somebody is harming his devotee, right, the amount of anger that you can see in Supreme Lord, you can never see at any other time. So here is a situation. There is a scene that is set. That in that anger, Hiranyakashipu is finished. He's done. He's lost his body. His soul is gone. Right? And now Prahlad Maharaj is in front of him, and Prahlad Maharaj offers him prayers. Right? And there is this conversation, like the previous chapter itself was, the whole Prahlad Maharaj pacifies the Lord with prayers, right? And beautifully covered by many Prabhujis in our group. And now we are discussing Prahlad Maharaj, the best among the exalted devotees, right? So here, I'll just read the preface quickly, which covers most of the chapter. This chapter describes how the Supreme Personality of Godhead Narsinghadev disappeared after pleasing Prahlad Maharaj. It also describes a benediction given by Lord Shiva. Haribol. Shivratri is appearing and also is going to speak about some benediction of Lord Shiva. Lord Narsimhadeva wanted to bestow benedictions upon Prahlad Maharaja, one after another, but Prahlad Maharaja, thinking them impediments on the path of spiritual progress, did not accept any of them. Instead, he fully surrendered to the Lord's lotus feet. He said, if anyone engaged in devotional service of the Lord prays for personal sense gratification, he cannot be called a pure devotee or even a devotee. He may be called only a merchant engaged in the business of give and take. Similarly, a master who wants to please his servant after taking service from him is also not a real master. Prahlad Maharaj, therefore, did not ask anything from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Rather, he said that if the Lord wanted to give him a benediction, he wanted the Lord to assure him that he would never be inducted to take any benediction for the sake of material desires. Exchanges of devotional service for lusty desires are always very prominent. As soon as lusty desires awaken, one's senses, mind, life, soul, religious principles, patience, intelligence, shyness, beauty, strength, memory, and truthfulness all are vanquished. One can render unalloyed devotional service only when there are no material desires in one's mind. The Supreme Personality of Godhead was greatly pleased with Prahlad Maharaj for his unalloyed devotion, yet the Lord provided him one benediction, that he would be perfectly happy in this world and live his next life in Vaikuntha. The Lord gave him the benediction that he would be the king of this material world until the end of the Manvantara millennium, and that although in this material world, he would have the facility to hear the glories of the Lord and depend fully on the Lord, performing service to him in uncontaminated yoga, bhakti yoga. The Lord advised Prahlada to perform sacrifices through bhakti yoga, for this is the duty of a king. The Lord advised Prahlada to perform sacrifices through bhakti yoga, for this is the duty of a king. Prahlad Maharaja accepted whatever the Lord had offered him, and he prayed for the Lord to deliver his father. In response to this prayer, the Lord assured him that in the family of such a pure devotee as he, not only the devotee's father, but his forefathers for 21 generations are liberated. The Lord has asked Prahlada to perform the ritualistic ceremonies appropriate after his father's death. Then Lord Brahma, who was also present, offered many prayers to the Lord, expressing his obligation to the Lord for having offered benedictions to Prahlad Maharaja. The Lord advised Lord Brahma not to offer benedictions to Asuras as he had to Hiranyakashipu. For such benedictions, indulge him. Then the Lord Narsimhadeva disappeared. On that day, Prahlad Maharaja was installed on the throne of the world by Lord Brahma and Shukracharya. Thus, Narad Muni described the chapter of Prahlad Maharaja for Yudhishthir Maharaj, and he further described the killing of Ravana by Ramachandra and the killing of Shishupala and Dantavakra in Dwapar Yuga. Shishupala of course, had merged into the existence of the Lord and thus achieved Sayujya Mukti. Narad Muni praised Yudhishthir Maharaj because the Supreme Lord Krishna was greatest well-wisher and friend of the Pandavas and almost always stayed in their house. Thus, the fortune of the Pandavas was greater than that of Prahlad Maharaja. Later, Narad Muni described how the demon Mayadanava constructed Tripura for the demons who became very powerful and defeated the demigods. Because of this defeat, Lord Rudra Shiva dismantled Tripura, thus he became famous as Tripurari. For this, Rudra is very much appreciated and worshipped by the Devatas, demigods. This narration occurs at the end of the chapter. Hare Krishna. So there are many things in this chapter. The beginning part of the chapter is about the prayers. And the remaining part of the chapter is how Prahlad Maharaj was installed, and then he started ruling this material world. There are total 69 verses. I don't think we'll be covering many of those, but we'll focus on the beginning part of the chapter. So, Prabhuji and Mataji, it's a great aspiration for any devotee that he comes face to face in front of the Supreme Lord, right? And he gets an opportunity to offer prayers. And that is not possible unless we are in pure devotion, right? And we're all aspiring to do that. Every single person in this call, in this class right now, wants to meet the Supreme Lord, isn't it? Personally want to meet the Supreme Lord. And we're all heading towards it by practicing Bhakti Yoga. We are fortunate that we are part of this Brahma Madhva, Gaudiya Guru Parapara Sampradaya, ISKCON society established by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. And we are very much on the path, on the right path. We should all have that clarity there. We are very much on the right path, that we are going to in one moment, at certain moment that is decided by Krishna himself, we are going to take his darshan. The darshan of his lotus feet, darshan of his lotus face, right? Namah Pankaja Nabhaya, Namah Pankaja Namine, Maline, Namah Pankaja Netraya, Namaste Pankajangre. We're going to see that form of the Supreme Lord. And at that time, if we in the conversation, right, we're going to offer prayers to him. And now, here in this case of Prahlad Maharaj, Supreme Lord is asking him benediction. So let us read the first verse, Sri Narada Uvacha, 7th Canto, 10th chapter, text number 1. If you have Bhagavatam set, you can very well open. Normally, I can share it on the screen using Vedabase, but I just like to hold a book, and it'll be a good idea. Even you can hold a book once in a while. Holding Bhagavatam, is also a very sacred act especially on the day of Ekadashi. So, Shri Narada Uvacha Bhakti Yogasya Tatsarvam yeah Antara Yataya Arbhaka Manyamano Rishikesham Samyamana Vacha. 1 second, I have to mute. Prabhuji, if you're not speaking, please don't unmute. Yeah. Translation purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The saint Narad Muni continued. Although Prahlad Maharaj was only a boy, when he heard the benedictions offered by Lord Narsinghadev, he considered them impediments on the path of devotional service. Thus he smiled very mildly and spoke as follows. So, devotees, Prabhupada explains the purport. Devotees are anyavilashita shunyam, right? So they don't have any other desire. Like all these great devotees like Prahlad Maharaj, Dhruv Maharaj, Ambrish Maharaj, Prabhupada quotes, Yudhishthir Maharaj, they're all devotee kings, right? They don't have any other desire. So when they hear from Narsinghadev that I want to give a benediction to you, it's a scary situation actually. When God tells, what do you want? God asks, what do you want? It's a very scary situation that if you're not in a pure devotee state, you might ask something that can take you away from God. Right? Many times we ask for benedictions without knowing the repercussion of that. Even in yesterday's class, we were discussing how we have to control our material desires, how we have to uncomplicate our life, right? So if we don't stop our desires, we're going to start desiring things one after the other, one after the other, and point will come when we don't know what all we have asked for and what we made of our life, right? We were supposed to become a good devotee with time for attending Bhagavatam classes, time for attending senior devotee classes, time for reading Bhagavatam, time for hearing, from great souls. But life has become so complicated, we don't have time for that, right? So it's very, very important that we don't desire things which are undesirable. That is one of the, mool of Upadeshamrita in the beginning. It says, we should not desire for undesirable things which are not favorable for our devotional life, right? So here is a situation where Lord Krishna is asking, and Prahlad Maharaj is actually concerned. Why are you asking like this? Because if I desire something material, it's not going to help me. And on top of that, I don't want to desire anything. I have already got what I'm supposed to get, which is your darshan. And if you are there, the source of everything is in front of me, the controller of everything is in front of me, the proprietor of everything is in front of me. Why should I ask for anything? Right? For example, in the house, uh, if your child comes, will your child ask, give me benediction that I should get food? Did any time your child ask you that, please give me a benediction, I'll get food? Amma, can you give me a benediction that I'll get shelter in this house? Like that, did he ask anytime? Prabhujis, Matajis? Or did you ask your parents anytime?
No, Prabhuji.
He never asked, right? Why? Why? Because you are in the house. You are with the Supreme Lord. Where is the question of asking? Isn't it? You already have everything. You are in the house. You are with the Supreme Lord. Same is the situation of Prahlad. My Lord, you are with me here. What benediction are you asking me? And by the way, what kind of discussion is this? Am I doing business with you? Like just imagine you are telling your child, okay, I'll give you shelter. You have to pay me this much. So is that shelter anymore? Is that house anymore? No, it is hotel, isn't it? It is like a lodging. Same way, when you are with the Supreme Lord, there is no question of any negotiation. What Prahlad Maharaj is actually saying is makes a lot of sense. Uh, this is, of course, not easily understandable or not easy to follow for sadhakas like me, who still have material desires, still have a lot of faith problems that everything is being done by Krishna only for my good only. Those things always keep shaking up, faith keeps going up and down. But when we understand one thing, that the day the devotion is awarded to us by our Guru and by the Supreme Lord, this is our understanding that we'll get. This is the conclusion that we'll get, that we don't want to ask anything from the Supreme Lord. Right? And even now, if Supreme Lord comes in front of us, it's better we don't ask. Instead, we can say, please give what is best needed for me. Right? That's the best thing to do. Please give me whatever is best needed for me. Because I don't know what is best needed for me. You know what is best needed for me. So that's the best thing, right? So now Prahlad Maharaj is speaking. Shri Prahlada Uvacha Mamam Pralobha Yotpatya Saktam Kameshu Tairvarai Tatsanga Vito Bhito nirvinno mumukshus swam upashrita. Prahlad Maharaj said, "My dear Lord, O Supreme Personality of Godhead, because I was born in an atheistic family, I am naturally attached to material enjoyment. Therefore, kindly do not tempt me with these illusions. I am very much afraid of material conditions and I desire to be liberated from materialistic life. It is for this reason that I have to take shelter of your lotus feet." Hare Krishna. Kamais tais trair hrita gnya. When one is too attached to material enjoyment, he is bereft of all knowledge. Hrita gnya. Bereft of all knowledge. In Prabhupada is quoting in the purport. So the real knowledge is the knowledge that takes out of the cycle of birth and death. Right? Prabhupada is again quoting the same thing, takes us out of Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi, and takes us out of, Adi Bhautika, Adi Devika, Adhyatmika, Kleshas. So that is the real knowledge. So when I don't have this knowledge, I have definitely material desires. And we should be very careful when we are having this material desire. Because the material desires can ruin us. They completely can ruin us. And here Prahlad Maharaj is saying that I'm born in a family of demons. And who are demons? Demons are people who don't follow the orders of God. As simple as that. Who don't value the orders of God, who don't want to hear the orders of God, what to speak of even following them. They don't even want, if you tell them, "Arey bhaiya, please come and, let's read Bhagavad Gita, let's read Bhagavatam." The demonic tendency is there inside. And I don't want it because actually they have rejected God and they have come here, like all of us, right? But the difference between us and others is at least we have made a choice now that let us start hearing. We'll follow eventually, looking at, the life of great souls, but let us start hearing. Let us start understanding, what is right, what is good, what is bad for me. Let us start understanding that. That much we are doing. So here, Prahlad Maharaj is saying, I am very much afraid of material conditions. I am very afraid of material conditions. And I desire to be liberated from this materialistic life. It is for this reason that I have taken shelter at your lotus feet. He's putting his position. Yeah. So here Prabhupada says, therefore, if they get an opportunity to achieve more and more material enjoyment, they'll take it. Atheistic men. That is a problem. They'll take it. And Prahlad Maharaj is concerned about it. He is a pure devotee. I mean, life of Prahlad in the last 5 years that you've seen, the kind of teachings he was giving to his friends in the school, the kind of answers he gave to his own father when he was questioned about faith of Narayan. And the beautiful prayers that he offered to Narsingadev, all this shows that he's a pure devotee. But he is warning us by saying, even pure devotees should be careful with the material energy. Should be careful. Prabhupada said many times, you don't take Maya easily. You are not sufficiently scared of Maya. He told his disciples many times. You should know that Maya is very strong. Maya is our tendency to enjoy this material world. Text 3. Bhritya Lakshana Jignashur Bhaktam Kameshu Achodayat Bhavan Samsara Bijeshu Hridaya Grantishu Prabho. Oh, my worshipable Lord, because the seed of lusty desires, which is the root cause of this material existence, is within the core of everyone's heart, you have sent me to this material world to exhibit the symptoms of a pure devotee. Now, here something very special revelation is happening, that Prahlad Maharaj is not an ordinary person like any of us. He's not a Baddha Jivi. He's a Nitya Mukta, right? He is a devotee from the spiritual world, and is sent to set a great example of a devotee, right? So here in Prabhupada says in purport, Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu has given considerable discussion about Nitya Siddha and Sadhana Siddha devotees. Nitya Siddha devotees come from Vaikuntha to this material world to teach by their personal example how to become a devotee. The living entities in this material world take lessons from such Nitya Siddha devotees and thus become inclined to return home back to Godhead. And Nitya Siddha devotee comes from Vaikuntha upon the order of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and shows by his example how to develop a pure devotee. Anya Vilashita Shunyam. How to become a pure devotee. In spite of coming to this material world, the Nitya Siddha devotee is never attached by the allurements of the material world. Material enjoyment. A perfect example is Prahlad Maharaj, who was a Nitya Siddha, a Mahabhagavata devotee. Although Prahlada was born in the family of Hiranyakashipu, an atheist, he was never attached to any kind of materialistic enjoyment. Desiring to exhibit the symptoms of a pure devotee, the Lord tried to induce Prahlad Maharaj to take material benedictions, but Prahlad Maharaj did not accept them. On the contrary, by his personal example, he showed the symptoms of a pure devotee. In other words, the Lord himself has no desire to send his pure devotee to this material world, nor does a devotee have any material purpose in coming. When the Lord himself appears as an incarnation within this material world, he is not allowed by the material atmosphere, and he has nothing to do with the material activity. Yet, by his example, he teaches the common man how to become a devotee. Similarly, a devotee who comes here in accordance with the order of the Supreme Lord shows by his personal behavior how to become a pure devotee. A pure devotee, therefore, is a practical example for all living entities, including Lord Brahma. My God, he's an example even for Lord Brahma. Hare Krishna. Text 4. Nanyata te akhila guru ghatata karunatmana yasta ashisha ashaste nasa bhrata bhritya savaivanik. Otherwise, translation. Otherwise, O my Lord, O superior, O supreme instructor of the entire world, you are so kind to your devotee that you could not induce him to do something unbeneficial for him. On the other hand, one who desires some material benefit in exchange of devotional service cannot be your pure devotee. Indeed, he is no better than a merchant who wants profit in exchange for the service. So, artho jignasi artharthi. So, Bhagavad Gita says, artha refers to one who is physically distressed, and artharthi refers to one who is in need of money. And of course, these people are also approaching Krishna, but a pure devotee never approaches with his desires, right? So, Prabhupada explains in the purport, and Prabhupada also talks about, what exactly Lord accepts from a pure devotee. Patram pushpam phalam toyam yome bhakta prayaschati tad aham bhakti upahtam ashnani prayatatmanaha. If one offers me with love and devotion a leaf, a fruit, a flower, or water, I will accept it. A flower, fruit, or water, I'll accept it, right? So, we should understand that a devotee is very uninterested in taking. A devotee is more interested in giving. Because why devotee is more interested in giving? Because he already knows what all God gave him. That's very important, right? So this is a very important sutra that, unless you know what Krishna has given you, you will never come out of the desire of asking things from Krishna, right? Many people in the initial days of devotion, when we hear in lecture, when Prabhupada says, or senior devotees say, we should not ask anything, we should not ask anything. Sometimes I start thinking, hey, what kind of path is this? Yeah, if God is coming, I want to ask. He's great. I'm not that great. I want to ask something, right? Like that we think. There's nothing wrong. The main reason we think like that is because we don't know what all he has already given to us. When we understand what all he has given to us, then we become so much, I feel so much gratitude. They say, without asking, you give me all this. Without asking, you planned all this to me. Why should I even ask? You please take care of it. In earlier days, uh, parents were so much highly regarded by their children, so much highly regarded that, they would give so much confidence to their parents. Please go and select a bride for me, a groom for me. I'll just marry. Whoever you select, I'll marry. Not an easy decision, Prabhus. In today's day and time, even saying this is like a, arrestable offense. Like somebody arrest that fellow is speaking like, he wants to take independence of others. No. In earlier days, the focus of the family was very simple. The family has to stay together. The family has to pray together. The family has to worship together, right? So that was the moola, what do you call that? The principle on which family used to live. So even the children used to tell the parents, you select who is best for this family, you know better, right? And I'm sure whoever you select is selected by God. And parents also will go and pray to God that please give us the right person who comes into our family, who will help our family stay happy. Wealth is anyway given as per our karma. We're not going to discuss about that. And we want a daughter-in-law who is like Lakshmi, right? Lakshmi who also brings Artha, Artharthi, and also brings happiness. Actually, satisfaction is the greatest wealth. So Lakshmi Devi gives satisfaction when we worship Narayana's feet, right? So having full confidence in the Supreme Lord that whatever is giving is perfect. And whatever I'm getting in this life is perfect. That is only possible for a pure devotee, not for ordinary people. So we have to be very prayerful that someday I should get that confidence, Krishna. Someday I should have that full faith that everything is being planned by you. So you'll never ask. Right? Such a good situation, right? Just think, how many things do our children ask in our house? Of course, other, things. But most of the time, they know what their parents are doing for them.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, you're not
Hare-
audible properly.
Not audible?
Now it is.
calling Mataji.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you. Sorry.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Oh, it's a confirmation for me. Somebody is hearing. Hare Krishna. That's fine. I'm enjoying this chapter, So any questions at this point to what was discussed? What is your idea of not asking the Supreme Lord?
Because he gives what we deserve.
One minute. Yeah. Hare Krishna. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear, Prabhu. It's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. So why we should not ask is we should know what all he has already done for us. If you're asking means that means we don't know completely. And Prabhu, it is very natural that many times we don't know what all he has done for us. Right? God has done for us. And the whole bhakti process is to appreciate what God has done for us. And all these devotees' prayers are amazing because in those prayers they reveal the secret of what all God has done for us. Right? That is why Srimad Bhagavatam is Amala Purana, because in every part you can understand how much devotees appreciate the Supreme Lord. Sometimes, in the earlier days, in the initial days, I used to think, why people are praying so much to God? Why so many long prayers, 30 verses, 40 verses, and how do these devotees even know how to pray? And this prayer seem to be talking so many things. It's like somebody has written these prayers, just to create attraction towards God. But as we start hearing about these devotees of their lives, and how Supreme Lord Krishna was part of their life and how he has been helping them, right? So much appreciation increases. And then we actually understand that these prayers are great revelations about the Supreme Lord. Tell me, how else can we know about the Supreme Lord unless we hear these prayers, right? There is no other way we can know. So these discussions, which are seeming like normal discussions, not ordinary discussions. The Prahlad Maharaj is saying, you give me everything. Why do I need to ask anything? And by the way, I'm not a businessman here to sit and ask things, right? So text 5. Ashashano न वैभृत्य स्वामिनी आशिषा आत्मना न स्वामी भृत्यता swamyam icchan yorati chashisha. A servant who desires material profits from his master is certainly not qualified servant or pure devotee. Similarly, a master who bestows benediction upon his servant because of a desire to maintain a prestigious position as master is also not a pure master. So, Guru who gives material blessings without keeping any Krishna in between it is also Pakhandi Guru, right? Like these days when you go and address some people as gurus, so-called gurus in this world who are not in any sampradaya, who have no proper knowledge of God, what do they give? They give stone, they give vibhuti, they give some yantra that you tie this and good things will happen to you. They don't give Supreme Lord. They don't tell what God has already done for you, isn't it? How many times you have heard from any of these so-called bogus gurus, if you have to say that word. They come on YouTube, they speak all about energy of God. They speak all about, what is that? Vibrations that will come on special days. But they never will tell what God has done for you, why are you here, and how you can offer your gratitude to the God. They'll not speak that. Now Shivratri is there. Now so many of these people will come out. They will create big pandals, big, like big show of Lord Shiva. But there is no Lord Shiva there. There is no Lord Shiva there. Why? Because they don't want Lord Shiva there. They just want to do business in the name of Lord Shiva. They'll never speak the prayers of Lord Shiva in Rudra Gita. They will never speak, the activities of Lord Shiva in service to Lord Krishna. They'll never speak about the instructions of Lord Shiva to all living entities. They'll never speak all these things. They'll only speak, I'll tell you, they'll say, one fellow is there. He'll speak like, oh, there is an energy constellation happening in the space, and that creates constipation. I don't know, some nonsense they'll speak. And they'll speak, there are rays of energy, and if you don't sleep that night, you'll experience that energy. They will not say a single word about the devotional aspect to Lord Shiva. And even fools, go there who want to be fooled, because that is what they want. They don't want Lord Shiva. There might be a big murti there, or there might be a Shivalinga there. They don't care. They just go there because they feel privileged to be part of something. And so they can take selfies and dance for some music, or just have fun at the cost of, So Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Goswami said, there are 4 sampradayas. Plus, there is a 5th sampradaya also. You all know what are the 4 sampradayas, right? The 4 sampradayas: Rudra Sampradaya, Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya, Kumara Sampradaya, and Brahma Sampradaya. What is the 5th sampradaya? Does anyone know what is the 5th sampradaya? No? Hare Krishna? Nobody knows?
No, Prabhuji.
Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj said, 5th sampradaya is the sampradaya of cheater and cheated. That is the 5th sampradaya. Maharaj said. That is the sampradaya many people belong to in Kali Yuga. 99.99% people belong to that sampradaya. The sampradaya of cheaters and cheated. No sympathy on these people who are getting cheated, because they are also cheaters only. They are going there to learn cheating. Right? And they keep switching from one place to another, one place. They'll also go to Kumbh Mela. They'll also go to Vrindavan, Mathura. But they have no desire to even understand about God. They are behind vibrations. They are behind selfies. They are behind Facebook updates. They are behind Instagram posts. They are behind telling people, some of them even speak mantras. Some of them even learn some Sanskrit verses. Nothing to do with devotion. With all they have is material experience of material happiness. Some people are yogis in that, karmis, bhogis, yogis also are there, who want to experience some energies. And they experience that energies. And when they go and tell everybody that, I've experienced these energies by doing this kind of meditation, this kind of yoga, and they are happy with that. But devotees are not. Why? Because devotees already know that all these things are a distraction. I don't want any distraction. Anything in this material world has in true sense, no meaning. Anything we do in this material world has in true sense no meaning. When there is no Krishna in it, nothing is going to be recorded and kept in this material world. Yeah, it is recorded for a karma purposes, but like I have done this in the material world. After you're dead, what happens to that? It's all gone. We are creating assets. We are creating so-called creation, which in true sense has no sustenance. It is all going to go away. So why are we trying to do what we are trying to do in this world? The only thing that we should do in this world is to remember Krishna and go out of this world. Right? So Krishna says, here Prabhupada is quoting very powerful verse where he's saying, Yasyaham anugranami Harish, Harishye tad dhanam sanai. Very powerful verse. Where if Krishna becomes very merciful on his devotee, he takes away everything material from him. We don't quote this verse that often, because if we quote this verse, people run away. Just imagine, your house is gone, your laptop is gone, your phone is gone. Where is Bhagavatam class? Everything is gone. Yasyaham anupranam. And then Krishna will make you put such a situation that you will not depend on anybody except him. All this he will not do to anybody and everybody. He does it only to the pure devotees. Don't worry. So, but we want to aspire to become the pure devotee with so much happiness when Krishna does that, when you're able to see that in our life. Text 6. Aham tvi akamas tad bhaktas tvam cha swami anapashraya nanyate havayor artho raja sevakayor iva. O my Lord, I am your unmotivated servant, and you are my eternal master. There is no need of our being anything other than master and servant. You are naturally my master, and I am naturally your servant. We have no other relationship. Wow. Strange, actually, if you really think about it, that Prahlad is telling his relationship with, what is it? His relationship with Krishna, and he's reminding Krishna of Krishna's relationship with him. Krishna knows, Mamai Vamsho Jiva Loke, Jiva Bhuta Sanatana. Right? Now here, Prahlad Maharaj is reminding Krishna that, hey, what are you trying to do here? I'm part of you. I'm coming from you. Why do you want me to do business with you? As if I want something from you, you want something from me. No, eternally I'm yours. And eternally you are mine. Wow. I wish someday that consciousness will come where we clearly understand that actually there is nothing we have to ask. We already have everything. We already have everything. Sab kuch de diya already Bhagwan. We don't need to ask anything. Right? And nothing in this material world is worthy even of asking. Right? Today I'm sitting like this, tomorrow I might be bedridden, a day after tomorrow I might die also. Right? Yeah. Oh, who will take care? He'll take care of me. He'll take care of me. God will take care of me. And if I have to become humble, he'll humiliate me also. Let me become humble. Right? So whatever is needed, he's going to do for me. So why don't I just lift my hands and be sincere in my devotion? Like attending this class on Ekadashi day, it depicts sincerity. It depicts our desire to hear about him on special days, right? Like Ekadashi. Yeah. So here Prabhupada quotes Bhuktaram Yajnatapasam Sarvaloka Maheshwaram, the proprietor of all planets, and I'm the supreme enjoyer. And enjoyer has to be enjoying, and enjoyed has to be enjoyed. Right? So we're all creation of the Supreme Lord. And when we are enjoyed, we are happy. Right? You are supposed to be enjoyed. Sugar itself is not sweet unless someone tastes it. Sugar. Can sugar tell that it is sweetie? It cannot tell. Unless someone tastes that sugar. So they'll put the sugar in, how sweet you are. Then the sugar will be, really? I'm so sweet? Same is that situation. Unless we are put into service by the Supreme Lord, unless we are serving the Supreme Lord, unless we are being enjoyed by the Supreme Lord, we don't know our worth. We know our worth only when we are enjoyed. Just like a sugar will know its worth only when it's eaten. A devotee will know how much devotional progress he has made looking at the smile of the Supreme Lord. When he does service and Supreme Lord is happy, or Guru is happy. Right? That shows how much we made advancement. So, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu teaches Gopi Padakamalayora Dasa Dasa Dasanudas. Yes, the purport is being told. The Chaitanya Mahaprabhu therefore teaches one must become a servant of the servant. We should become servant of a servant. So we should know our relationship. What is my relationship with Supreme Lord? I am your servant, 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 servant. I am a dasa, 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 dasanu das. That is my situation. And Prabhupada also quotes a verse, in Padma Puran. What is it? Illusion with material energy. Everyone in the material world is unaware that only aim of life is to approach Lord Vishnu. आराध्यनानं सर्वेषां विष्णोर आराधनं परम तस्मात् परतरं देवी तदीयानां samarchanam. In the Padma Purana, Lord Shiva explains to his wife Parvati, the goddess of Durga, that the highest goal of life is to satisfy Vishnu, who can be satisfied only when his servant is satisfied. Only when his servant is satisfied. Right? So how beautiful it is. Hare Krishna. Text 7. Yadi dasyasi me kaman varams tvam vadara varada varadarshava kamanam hridi asamroham bhavatas tu vrinevaram. O my Lord, best of the givers of benediction, if you at all want to bestow a desirable benediction unto me, I pray from your Lordship that within the core of my heart there be no material desires. Hare Krishna. What a desire, that there should not be any material desire. Now, important thing here is, he did not say no desire. He said only material desires. We can ask for spiritual desires. That is not a problem. Spiritual desires mean, how can I serve you, Krishna? I want to do this for you, Krishna. I want to do that for Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. I want to dance with you, Krishna. I want to be with you, Krishna. I want to be in the same place where you are. Sahaja Mukti. Not what is that? Sarupya Mukti, Samipya Mukti, Salokya Mukti. All this is good. Is good. Yeah. But I don't want any material desires. And Prabhupada quotes in the purport. न धनम न जनम न सुंदरिम कवितम वा जगदीश कामये मम जन्मनि जन्मनीश्वरे भवतद भक्ति रहोयति कीर्तये. I don't want anything. I don't want a beautiful woman. I don't want wealth. I don't want a beautiful body. I don't want anything in this material world. All I want is you. So, even though Prahlad Maharaj doesn't want a benediction, but in order to satisfy the desire of the Supreme Lord, he is asking for a benediction. Okay, since you're asking to make you happy, I'm already happy. To make you happy, I'm asking a benediction. And what is that? I don't want any other desire except you. Beautiful conversation. Text 8. Indriyani mana prana atma dharmo dhritirmati hri shri stage smriti satyam yasya nasyanti janmana. O my Lord, because of lusty desires from the very beginning of one's birth, the functions of one's senses, mind, life, body, religion, patience, intelligence, shyness, opulence, strength, memory, and truthfulness are vanquished. All good qualities are gone because of material desires. As simple as that. People who have materialistic desires, there are no good qualities. They cannot be. You can say, Prabhuji, they are charitable. But charity for what? For name and fame. Prabhu, they are taking care of their parents. For what? Society role. I just want to make sure that I'm not doing anything which will bring me disgrace in the society. So I'll go by the norms of the society. But in true sense, there is no devotion inside them. Right? Very difficult to assess. Of course, that's at one level you're following the code and conduct of the society to win the what is that? To win the respect in the society. That's on one level it's good, but ultimately that should lead towards devotion. That's the most important thing. Otherwise, they don't have any good qualities. No patience, no intelligence, no shyness, right? In true sense, no opulence, no strength, memory. Truthfulness is not there. What to speak of anybody, who is not truthful? How can you even work with such a person who is not truthful? Prabhupada says, as soon as one has material desires, one loses his spiritual identity. Then all the paraphernalia of one's life, including one's senses, body, religion, patience, intelligence, are deviated from one's original Krishna consciousness. As soon as one has material desires, one cannot properly use his senses, intelligence, mind, and so on for the satisfaction of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Brother Mati, is very difficult to come out of material desires. How many feel it's difficult to come out of material desires?
రైట్ ప్రభు.
కష్టం కదా?
చాలా చాలా ప్రభు.
చాలా కష్టం. Yeah, at least admitting it is the first step. We're admitting. Lot of people, they don't even admit that they have material desires. Yes, we are admitting. At least after coming to Krishna consciousness, we are all clear, na, that we have material desires.
Yes, Prabhu, perfectly.
Who has the highest material desire? Me.
Me, Prabhu.
At least we have the clarity. Antamatram నేర్చుకున్నాం, right? How to, we have at least understood what is the disease. That we have understood. And we have been told what is the cure. Now is the question of when do we start applying that cure? That's all. So if one wants to stop repeated birth and death, one must take to devotional service. Sarvopadi vinirmuktam tat parat nivena nirmalam rishikesha sevanam bhakti ruchate. Haribo. Text 9. Vimunchati yada kaman manavo manasi sthitan tarhi eva pundarikaksha bhagavatvaya kalpate. Oh my Lord, when a human being is able to give up all material desires in his mind, he becomes eligible to possess wealth and opulence like yours. When a human being is able to give up all the material desires in his mind, he becomes eligible to possess wealth and opulence like yours. What is the greatest wealth and opulence of God? Everything is his wealth and opulence. But what is the greatest?
Is devotees, Prabhu?
Yes, very bold. Devotees and love, unconditional love is the greatest wealth. Right? Unconditional love for his devotees and everybody. So when we give up material desires, then we get that unconditional love, that connection to God and all the entities of God. Like Uttamadhikari sees everybody as part of God. Right? So that's the greatness of Uttamadhikari. Om Namo Bhagavate Tubhyam Purushaya Mahatmane Haraye Adbhuta Simhaya Brahmane Paramatmane. O my Lord, full of six opulences, O Supreme Person, O Supreme Soul, killer of all miseries, O Supreme Person in the form of a wonderful lion and man, let me offer my obeisance, respectful obeisances unto you. Hare Krishna. So, such a sweet verse, right? I mean, just so sweet. Why don't we try to repeat this? That's all right. Om Namo Bhagavate Tubhyam. Please,
Om
everybody.
Namo Bhagavate
Om Namo
Tubhyam.
Bhagavate
Om Namo
Tubhyam.
Bhagavate Tubhyam.
Om
Namo
Namo
Bhagavate
Bhagavate Tubhyam.
Purushaya Mahatmane
Purushaya
Mahatmane
Mahatmane.
Haraye Adbhuta Simhaya
Hare
Adbhuta
Daya
Simhaya
Brahmane Paramatmane.
Brahmane
Brahmane
Paramatmane.
Oh my Lord, full of six opulences, O Supreme Person, O Supreme Soul, killer of all miseries, O Supreme Person, in the form of a wonderful lion and a man, let me offer my respectful obeisance unto you. Maybe, we should learn this mantra and chant in front of Lord Narsinghdev, right? Whenever we go in front of Narsinghdev, right? It's chanted by his devotee. So Narsinghdev immediately, this mantra is copyright of Prahlad Maharaj. Oh, this fellow read Bhagavatam and is quoting this mantra. Because normally what we quote, Jai Narsimha, Shri Narsimha, Jai Jai Narsimha, right? Praladesha, Jai Upadma, Mukha Padma Vringa, Ugram Viram Mahavishnum, Jalantam Sarvatomukham, Narsimham Bhishanam Bhadram, Mrityor Mrityum Navami. But this is also a beautiful mantra. Om Namo Bhagavate Tubhyam Purushasya Mahatmane Haraye Adbhuta Simhaya Brahmane Paramatmane. Hari Bol. Another thing we can add. I think I also start learning this verse. So after paying obeisances, now Krishna is going to speak, right? Krishna is going to speak. 11th verse. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Naikantino me मयि जातु इहाशिष आशासते मूत्र चये भवद्विधा तथापि मन्वन्तरम् एतदत्र दै दैत्ये स्वराणाम् अनुभूष्यव भोगान्. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, "My dear Prahlada, a devotee like you never desires any kind of material opulences, either in this life or in the next. Nonetheless, I order you to enjoy the opulences of the demons in this material world, acting as their king until the end of the duration of time occupied by Manu." Hare Krishna. Time occupied by Manu, Manvantara. It's almost like what? 140 Divya Yugas? Something like that. There's so many Manus who come. So for such a long time, Supreme Personality of God is saying, you never desire anything, but I want you to take care of this material world. Do it as a service. You will have all the opulences these demons ask for. Maharaj is, God is saying, opulences, I order you to enjoy the opulences of the demons in this material world. So all the opulences in the material world are what? All the opulences in this material world are what? Opulence of demons.
Demons.
Hare Krishna. Maar diya chata, phat bol ke yahan pe. People can read between the lines. Krishna has already slapped that the good house and good car I have are opulence of demons. Unless we use it in devotional service. I order you to enjoy this opulence of demons of the material world, acting as their king until the end of the duration of time occupied by Manu. Yeah. Therefore, everyone is advised to take up a devotional service under all circumstances. If one desires material opulence, he can also become a pure devotee and his desires will be fulfilled. Famous shloka in Srimad Bhagavatam, Prabhupada is quoting 2.3.10. Akama sarva kamo va moksha kama udharadhi tibrena bhakti yogena yajate purusham param. Whether one desires everything or nothing, or whether he desires to merge into the existence of the Lord, he is intelligent only if he worships Lord Krishna as Supreme Personality of Godhead by rendering transcendental loving service. So Prabhuji is, even if somebody has material desires, ask him to come to satsang, no problem. Why? His desires will be fulfilled in such a way that he will not have any desires only. That is the greatness of Krishna. Right? So here, Prabhupada is quoting the text 12. Katha Madhya Jasamana Priyastvam Aveshya Mam Atmani Santam Ekam Sarveshu Bhuteshu Adhiya Adhyajnam Isham Yajasva Yogena Cha Karma Hinvan. It does not matter that you are in the material world. You should always continuously hear the instructions and messages given by me and always be absorbed in thought of me. For I am the Supreme Soul existing in the core of everyone's heart. Therefore, give up fruitive activities and worship me. This Prema Bhakti, there is a scripture of Narottam Das Thakur in Prema Bhakti Chandrika. Karma Kanda, Jnana Kanda, Kevala, Vishera Bhanda. Both Karma Kanda and Jnana Kanda, fruitive activities and speculation from the Supreme Lord, speculation about the Supreme Lord are like pots of poison. Narottam Das Thakur is saying. Right? So, whatever knowledge we are getting, take it from God. So, Prabhuji, actually, we all in Krishna consciousness movement are very fortunate because everything we are receiving from Krishna, it's bona fide knowledge and it will definitely benefit us. Definitely benefit. And when we are in this knowledge, then we are safe in this material world. Krishna is saying, it does not matter if you are in the material world. You should just continuously hear what I have told you and understand that everything I am only controlling. In everybody's heart, I am only there. So don't worry. Just continue to do your service. The very assuring verses actually. Beautiful verses. Text 13. Bhogena punyam kushalena papam kale varam kala javena hitva kirtim vishuddham suraloka geetam vitaya mam eshyasi mukta bandha. My dear Prahlada, while you are in this material world, you will exhaust all the reactions of pious activity by feeling happiness, and by acting piously, you will neutralize impious activities. Because of the powerful time factor, you will give up your body. But the glories of your activities will be sung in the upper planetary systems, and being fully freed from all bondage, you will return home back to Godhead. Hare Krishna. So here is Nitya Siddha, right? Devotee who's coming here, and Supreme Lord is assuring him that don't worry, you are anyway going to come back to me, right? By your activities, you are actually sent to inspire everybody else for generations and generations, for yugas and kalpas. Anybody who reads about you is going to benefit. So your service is to be here, rule in such a way that you become a great example. Yad yad acharati shreshtas. That's all is your business. When the right time comes with the time factor, this body of yours will dwindle and you'll come back to me. You don't have to worry about anything. Wow, what assurance. And even though there is so much uncertainty in this material world, padam padam yat vipadam, Prabhupada quotes in the purport here. Always there is danger, but for a devotee there is no danger, because even in the danger he sees Krishna. Prabhupada Mataji is the greatest devotee, is the one who understands that everything is being done by Krishna. And the last words of Srila Prabhupada to his disciples, last words that they could hear Prabhupada speak, where of course he did give an instruction to his devotees, so please cooperate. Yeah. But the last words, I was told that, Prabhupada said, Krishna is in complete control. Everything is being done by him. These were the last words of Srila Prabhupada. In that bed, Prabhupada is leaving his this body and, going back to Krishna Lila. And these are the last words. Everything being done by Krishna. He is in complete control. Right? So which means what? This is exactly what the purport is saying. Everything is in his control. But we don't have faith. The problem is we don't have faith. I don't have faith. Often all the time I doubt. Deadline. They are being planned by Krishna. If it is not sanctioned by Krishna, if it is not planned by Krishna, why will it happen? And even if it has been done to make somebody else happy, Krishna is again going to do something else to make us comfortable in this material world. Comfortable in what way? Comfortable that we can continue our spiritual life. He's going to do that. Text 14. Ya etad kirtayen mahyam tvaya gitam idam nara tvam cha mam cha smaran kale karma badhat pramuchyate. One who always remembers your activities and my activities also, and who chants the prayers you offered, becomes free in due course of time from the reactions of material activities. Janma karma chame divyam. So Prabhupada quotes many verses, one after the other. In Bhagavad Gita 2.50, 2.15, 2.56. O best among the men, Arjuna, the person who is not disturbed by happiness and distress, right? And is steady in both, is eligible for liberation. And Prabhupada also quotes Rupa Goswami Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. A person acting in Krishna consciousness with his body, mind, intelligence, words is liberated person, even within this material world, although he may be engaged in so-called material activities. And Prabhupada even gives assurance from 11th Canto 14, chapter 21st verse. Even one born in a family of meat-eaters is purified if he engages in devotional service. Prabhuji's and Mataji's complete assurance is being given here that we will make progress, right? So we are reading this last verse today, 15 to 17. Prahlad is replying. Shri Prahlado Vacha Varam Varaya Etatte Varadeshan Maheshwara Yad Anin Dat Pitame Tvam Avidvam Steja Aishwaram Vidha Vidha Marashashaya Sakshat Sarvaloka Gurum Prabhum Bharatra Hetu Mrisha Drishtis Tvad Bhakte Mai Chagavan Tasmat Pitame Puyeta Durantad Dustarad Agat Putaste Apanga Samdrastas tada kripa vatsala. Prahlad Maharaj said, O Supreme Lord, because you are so merciful to the fallen souls, I ask you for only one benediction. I know that my father, at the time of his death, had already been purified by your grace upon him, but because of his ignorance of your beautiful power and supremacy, he was unnecessarily angry at you, falsely thinking that you were the killer of his brother. Thus, he directly blasphemed your lordship, the spiritual master of all living beings, and committed heavily sinful activities directed against me, uh, your devotee. I wish that he be excused for these sinful actions. It's called unlimited mercy. Doesn't want to see anybody left out. Doesn't want to see like Ranti Dev's verse. What is it? Navai न काम्ये अहं गतिम ईश्वरत्पराम अष्टरिद्धयुक्तः अपुनर्भवं वा अर्तिं प्रपद्ये अखिल देह भाजाम अंतस्थित येन भवन्ति अदुःखः. Rantidev is saying, I don't want to see anybody left here in this material world. Adukkha. I cannot. That is the nature of a devotee, right? So here also, Prahlad Maharaj exactly depicting the same, feeling of compassion, even to the people who have tortured him. Because he knows this torture is only on the body, and body is temporary. By soul, they are all children of Krishna. We'll not end here. There are two verses which kind of reply. Prahlad Maharaj, Narshing Dev's reply to this. Shri Bhagwan Uvacha Tri Saptabhi Pita Puta Pritibhi Sahate Anagha Yat Sadho Asya Kule Jato Bhavan Vai Kula Pavana. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, My dear Prahlada, O most supreme, O great saintly person, your father has been purified along with 21 forefathers in your family, because you were born in this family. The entire dynasty has been purified. Hare Krishna. So, Provision Mataji, if you're conducting satsang and you see 20 people attending, right? 20 people attending. So, how many people you think are getting benefited by this? Can we calculate? Anybody has a calculator? 20 people are attending the satsang. So how many?
850, Prabhu.
Huh?
840. 840 into 4. So almost.
So 21 into 20, right? Into 2. Upside and downwards, right? 840. And not only 840. When they are benefited, they will benefit their descendants and ascendants also, right? Right? Considering at least 4 members in the family, 3,360 members. Average, I'm putting. This is not it's just an allegoric example. 3,360 members, your satsang is benefiting. Can you believe it? Even if 20 people are coming. Let's say 5 people are coming. Prabhuji, over satsangan over into try Prabhuji. Okay, 5 people. 5 into 21 into 2 into 4. 840 people are getting benefited. If you just read Bhagavatam to 5 people. Acha business, Haribol?
Super.
Huh? Now you're all enthusiastic, right? To conduct satsang. To read.
Generally, general notion people, what they think is, ఎవరు చూశాడు?
అదే కదా, నా గ్లోరీస్ ఎక్కడ పోయినాయి, ఎవరు వినట్లేదు. Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, is this a speculative thing? No, right? We are discussing from Bhagavatam. And Supreme Lord is saying, benediction, whatever he says comes true. And he's telling it to his devotee. Kaunte jane pratijanihi, name bhakta pranashyate. Through his devotee is telling. He is telling to Prahlad Maharaj also. Declare it to the whole world. One person becomes a devotee. 21 upar, 21 niche, including their families, are delivered. Hare Krishna. Can you imagine how many people ISKCON society is delivering to this world?
Crores, Prabhu.
Unbelievable. People say, oh, Prabhu, there are only few devotees of ISKCON. ISKCON is so small, Okay. And ISKCON is not small. It's delivering the whole world. International Society for Krishna Consciousness is delivering the whole world. Now, what kind of calculation can I put on it? Unlimited calculation. Right? It just goes. So that is why the greatest welfare activity. Yesterday we were reading the purport of Lord Shiva, being praised by Sukadeva Goswami, that a Paradukha Dukhi who is serving everybody is the greatest service. And in that service, giving Krishna to everybody is considered the most valuable service by Lord Krishna. Right? Most valuable service. Yatra yatra cha madbhakta prashanta samadarshina sadhva samudhacharas te puyante api kikata. Whenever and wherever there are peaceful, equipious devotees who are well behaved and decorated with all good qualities, that place and the dynasties there, even if condemned, are purified. Hare Krishna. That is the effect. Whenever and wherever there are peaceful, equipious devotees who are well behaved and decorated with all good qualities, that place itself is delivered. And all dynasties there, even if they're condemned, are purified. Entire country is purified. Prabhupada is saying entire country is purified. Sarvatmana hi himshanti bhuta grameshu kinchana uvacha vacheshu daityendra madbhava vigata spraha. My dear Prahlada, king of the Daityas, because of being attached to devotional service to me, my devotee does not distinguish between lower and higher living entities. In all respects, he is never jealous of anyone. Wow. Bhavanti Purusha Loke Mad Bhaktastvam Anubrata Bhavan Me Khalu Bhaktanam Sarvesham Pratirupadhrik. Those who follow your example will naturally become my pure devotees, and you are the best example of my devotee, and others should follow in your footsteps. Right? So Madhvacharya is quoting here that there are many, many devotees of Supreme Personality of Godhead, and they have been enumbered in Srimad Bhagavatam. 12 great devotees, Lord Brahma, Narada, Lord Shiva, Kapila, Manu, and so on. Prahlad Maharaj is understood to be one of those great Mahajans. Hari Bol. Kurutvam preta krityani pitu putasya sarvasha mad anga parishanenanga lokan yasyati supraja. My dear child, your father has already been purified just by the touch of my body at the time of his death. Nonetheless, the duty of a person is to perform the Shraddha ritualistic ceremony after his father's death, so that his father may be promoted to a planetary system where he may become a good citizen and devotee. So just imagine, who is recommending Shraddha to be performed? Narshing Dev is speaking here. If people are not performing Shraddha properly, we should tell this verse 7:10-22. So important to perform Shraddha ceremony. Now, remember one thing, he already told is delivered. Just by my touch is delivered, but still perform. A lot of times devotees, they say, oh, we are in pure devotion. We don't need the sanskaras. You should quote this verse. Supreme Lord is saying, by my touch only is delivered, but still perform this Shraddha ceremony, because this is how we set a right example for others. And, it's also explained that when you perform Shraddha ceremony, even a pure devotee, he goes back to Krishna, Vaikuntha Loka, but on the way, Yamaraj meets him and pays obeisances. So it's not like we don't see Yamaloka, but we don't see Yamaloka, we see Yamaraj. Right? So important. Madhava Muni also instructs, when the demons Madhu and Kaitaba were killed by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, their kinsmen also observed the ritualistic ceremonies so that these demons could return home back to God. Even demons can be delivered by performing the Shraddha ceremony. Pitrayam cha sthanam atistha yatokshtam brahmavadibhi mai aveshya manastata kuru karmani matpara. After performing the ritualistic ceremonies, take charge of your father's kingdom, sit upon the throne, and do not be disturbed by materialistic activities. Please keep your mind fixed upon me. Without transgressing the injunctions of the Vedas, as a matter of formality, you may perform your particular duties. Hare Krishna. Hari Bol. Yeah, last verse, 24. Shri Narada Uvacha Praharado api tatha chakre Pitur yat samparayikam yatha Bhagavan Rajan Abhikshito Dvijati bhi. Sri Narad Muni continued, thus, as the Supreme Personality of Godhead ordered Prahlad Maharaja perform the ritualistic ceremonies for his father, O King Yudhishthira, he was then enthroned in the kingdom of Hiranyakashipu as directed by the Brahmanas. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. So, Prabhuji and Matajis, quickly, 5 minutes. Just raise your hand and tell something that you caught in this last 1 hour, which is going to help you in your spiritual life. Anything.
Hating material world, Prabhu.
Prabhuji?
Hating material world, Prabhu.
Hating material world. No, hating is not the right thing. Hating means you'll go and harm the material world.
No, hating in the sense, Prabhuji,
Yeah.
whatever the desires which are not spiritual here are not worth having it.
Correct. Yes, Prabhu. Yeah, that is good. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mahesh Prabhu. Yes, anybody else?
Hare Krishna Pujya Dandavat Pranam.
Yes, Madhima.
We should not desire for anything, and only thing we have to do all over the lifetime is grateful for whatever we are having and we are getting, we are going to get. That's it. What I have done.
Yes. Thank you. Anything else you all can remember? The last 1 hour we discussed, which is going to help you in a spiritual life?
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam.
The thing that I got me is the thankfulness and how to see God's presence in everything that's going around, basically.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabhuji. So nicely told. Yes, Hare Krishna.
Yeah. And then the sadha thing that you find, then the last sloka that you talked about is also quite an eye-opening for me.
What is it?
The sadha, the karma, sadha karmas you have to do after the
Shraddha ceremony. Shraddha ceremony.
yeah, Shraddha karmas.
Yeah, Shraddha karma. Very
Yeah,
important, right? God himself is instructing, do it.
Yeah, that's yes. As you said, a lot of devotees have a different conception, misconception about it.
Yeah, should do it nicely. We should do it.
Probably. Is there any class about all the samskaras, Prabhu? 8 samskaras?
Yes. There is one, not at Shraddha Sanskara, there is one Prashant Kishore Prabhu. He came to our satsang. He speaks in Hindi. He gave a wonderful class. Actually, hearing his class only, I made the death session in our Science of Self-Realization. Right? And
keep asking about all the 8 samskaras, basically. I don't have a lot of clarity on it, basically. I was wondering if
there is a book, Prabhu. There is a book. I bought in ISKCON Pune. If you're going there, maybe it is written by devotee only. The book name is also Sanskaras, if I'm right. All Sanskaras in detail are explained. Chapter by chapter. One chapter for each Sanskara. I bought that. I read it a little. I kept it aside. All my reading is like that only. So I'm not qualified to speak anything. But there is a book.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you for the class.
Thank you.
Yesterday evening, I was not sure. No message came for the class. I was telling my wife also, is there a class tomorrow? And then suddenly at 10:30, I think the message came. Thank you.
Dupamati was very busy, I believe. So
I know. But good, we had the class. That's more important.
Good, we read Bhagavatam. I read Bhagavatam. I'm so happy.
Exactly. Message is different. Class is
Ayyo, Mataji, why are you saying sorry? I'm just saying, everybody is busy. You're coordinating so many classes. Thank you. Yeah, anybody else? We'll quickly close. We all have to.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Giriraj Prabhu, Shri Giriraj Prabhu ki jai. Dandavat Pranam, Prabhuji.
Yeah. So, Prabhuji, the chapter itself is entitled as Exalted among devotees. Prahlad Maharaj. So, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu repeatedly hear these pastimes. Repeatedly.
Yes.
Every time he experiences, joy of devotion, always, that is the Nayanam Galadashrudara. He experienced that. So this is this chapter and previous chapter. we have to repeatedly read, Prabhu, and very nice. And you are going through each verse and pointing out from the to point from verse. So one verse, particularly jealous, huh? There is 14th verse, I think. Not jealous anyone. That's there one verse. Let me read one more time the translation.
14th
Text 20, Prabhu. Text 20.
Text 20.
Yeah.
0. Wait a second. I can read it again. 7, 10, 20. Sarvatmana na himsanti bhuta grameshu kinchana uvacha vacheshu daityendra madbhava vigataspraha. My dear Prahlada, king of the Daityas, because of being attached to devotion service to me, my devotee does not distinguish between lower and higher living entities. In all respects, he is never jealous of anyone. This is the one? Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, is this the one? Am I audible, Hare Krishna?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, sir. Yes, Prabhuji, you are audible.
Yeah. So I think Prabhuji has gone on mute. Okay.
Giriraj Prabhu is not on mute, but you are not audible, Giriraj Prabhu.
Okay. Yeah, in the meantime, anybody else wants to share anything?
Hare
Anything
Krishna,
that touched you?
Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji. Haribol.
One shloka which very strongly sat in my mind after Bhakti Shastri is Ishavasam Idam Sarvam. So whenever I hear any lecture, I always connect to that shloka. So be happy with what you have. Don't crave for more. So this is also exactly how Prahlad Maharaj reciprocated to the Lord. I have everything. You have given me everything. What else I require? So that is how somehow I connect always to that shloka. Prabhuji. Be happy with what you have. Don't crave for more. Then you will be happy. You will be satisfied. Then you will not go into more. Craving for more and more. So that is how I felt. Again, once again, I got connected to that shloka when I was hearing to your lecture.
Thank you. Thank you. Mati, if you find time, yesterday he could not come. So, we discussed on length on how to practically apply that principle.
Okay, Prabhuji.
How
I'll
to...
hear the lecture, Prabhuji.
Huh?
I'll hear to the lecture.
Die before you die. The second part, based on several explanations, I was trying to put, how do we practically, because the principle is very high that we're discussing, yes, right? Be happy with what you have. But how that happiness is needed in devotion, right? See, be happy with what you have can be a principle even on a material line. But we want to rise above that material line. Be happy with what you have and also become advanced in devotional life. So both of the things have to be there. So what you have to give to Krishna, what you have to give up for Krishna. And how do you balance both of that? Yesterday we were discussing, right?
Yes,
so maybe you can go through that when you find
this one I'm talking about this material platform, Prabhuji. For the spiritual platform, there is no limit. We should always crave more and more for Krishna Prema. This is on material platform.
Correct. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Yeah, so Santosh Saitya Prabhu wrote a comment. Already, right? Yeah. He wrote importance of preaching the message of God. Yes, that's also something that we discussed. How many people are benefited? Did we ever calculate like that? We never calculated like that, right? So even if two people are coming for the satsang, how many people are benefited, Haribol? Minimum. 2 into 21 into 2 into 4. 336. See? 21 upar, 21 niche, and 4 people at least in the family. Right? So, Prabhuji, why we are telling this is the Supreme Lord's mercy is like that. Right? We should not forget. So, preaching as a service, you should preach. That's our duty. We should do it as a service, not for any recognition of our name. When we do it like that, then Krishna will also give us more and more opportunities to do that. And that's the most happy service because we actually experience Krishna entering into the lives of others and entering into our heart more and more. So, yes, it's most dear. Hare Krishna. So, thank you very much.
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, you're back.
Internet. internet.
Yeah.
I'm back.
Yeah.
Internet people unde. Very nice. Yeah. That is the thing. Jealous. Problem with jealous.
Jealousy. Okay.
Don't need to be.
Yes. Yeah. Hare
One
Krishna.
more verse, Prabhu, if you want. Can you please read 12th one? Can you please one more time?
12th one.
12.
గిరిరాజ్
That's
ప్రభు
end.
యుఎస్ లో ఉండే ఇంటర్నెట్ ప్రాబ్లం ఏంటి ప్రభు?
ఈ ఇంటర్నెట్ అంటే ఈ టెంపుల్ లో ఉంటుంది కదా ప్రభుజీ, చాలా
తథా
మంది వాడతారు కదా.
మాదియా జుసమాన ప్రియాస్త్వం ఆవేశ్య మాం ఆత్మని సతం ఏకం సర్వేషు భూతేషు అధియాజ్ఞం ఈశం యజస్వయోగేన చ కర్మ హిన్వన్. It does not matter that you are in the material world. You should always continuously hear the instructions and messages given by me and always be absorbed in thought of me, for I am the supreme soul existing in the core of everyone's heart. Therefore, give up fruitive activities and worship me. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Everything is gold. Every verse is gold here. Gold. And this was being read by Srila Gadadhar Pandit for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to say, please read again and again. I want to read. The conversation between Prahlad and Narsingadev, Prahlad and Hiranyakashipu, Prahlad Leela. So much nectarian. And they used to read again and again. 7th canto. Hare Krishna. And we should also read again and again. वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. अनंत कोटि वैष्णववृंद की जय. Upcoming Mahashivratri ki jai. Please take this opportunity to share whatever you can in all circles, and let's chant nicely, and let's meet the next class. Hare Krishna. Dandavat.
హరే కృష్ణ ప్రభు.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna
Dandavat
Prabhuji.
pranam.
Dandavat pranam.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Hare Krishna Prabhu,
Dandavat
Dandavat
pranam.
pranam. Thank you very much Prabhu for wonderful.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Mataji.
His Grace Lilananda Prabhu ki jai. Thank you so much.
Prabhuji, please, Mataji, please remove that from recording.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Dandavat pranam, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you.